Hello, my lovely Libra. Well, it's a very rich day for you today because I've got a couple of things that started coming in all at once for you. This is for your reading for the week of July 14th, or whenever you get this and it resonates. And of course, it won't be for every Libra. Libra, this is the first time it's ever happened where I've gotten a commercial as the start of the reading. And the commercial was something I saw online recently, and it was some guy saying, oh, forget all of this hype around eyeshadow. Forget eyeshadow. The only thing you ever need is this product, whatever it was. And I started kind of laughing at that, going, oh my God, it's just like somebody saying the only thing anybody will ever need is this diet. And I started having all of these memories of conversations or commercials where somebody was saying, this is the truth and this is what you must do. And it's what's good for everybody. For a while it was wheat bran, for a while it was all these different things. And of course, that's ridiculous because that would be acting on the presumption that we are all the same people, and we're not. So the message for you in that regard, my dears, is that we are different people. As I started tuning into that, it was with the understanding, Libra, that for you, it's important to remember and to realize that just because somebody has a different view, a different vision of what is right, of what is the best, does not mean that you have to pretzelize yourself in a way to make that also the best for you. Sometimes it's almost as though you try to understand things specifically so that you can understand what you need to do in order to accommodate this as your belief, as your goal, as what will make you the happiest, instead of stepping back and allowing people to have their opinion of things and equally yours, honoring yours, realizing that your opinion is absolutely so important. Your choice is so important. And this is something that I got actually last night when I was anticipating doing your reading, and a song came to mind, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really specifically about you picking and choosing what was right for you. And I thought, oh, I'll remember that song, so I didn't write it down. But this is what they're giving me again today, and so I think it's perfect. The idea for you, my dears, my Libras, is that you don't want to hurt people, but you also don't want to separate yourself sometimes from other people's opinions or other people's needs because you're afraid if you speak your truth, it's going to create separation and you're going to be isolated from them. The reality is, Libra, that by not sharing the truth of your thoughts, your feelings, your needs, by second guessing them all the time, and by putting other people's standards, trying to set yourself into other people's standards, what you do is you don't fully allow yourself to, number one, honor your feelings and get deeper into what your real feelings are. And you also create a certain kind of, almost like a smoke screen between you and the people you're wanting to connect to, which is ironic because the reason you're doing that is because you want to connect. But the thing that you're doing in order to try to connect is preventing you from really being able to connect emotionally at a very deep, profound level sometimes. So what you're being told here in all of this, oh yeah, it was very important also. The other thing that happened was I had this absolute and total need to put on a necklace, which I very rarely do. And the stone that's in it, even though I have many necklaces, I rarely wear them. This is a Rhodochrosite stone. I felt like Spirit really wanted me to give you this stone today. So I looked up the properties of the Rhodochrosite stone. Emotional healing, the stone of the compassionate heart. It's said to help heal emotional wounds, release guilt, shame, and fear, and encourage self-love and compassion, which goes along exactly with what we were talking about in terms of your choice, valuing your opinions, your needs. Self-love and confidence. It's believed to empower individuals to examine old wounds and release destructive patterns, fostering self-acceptance and confidence. Spiritual connection. It's thought to connect with the higher self, enhancing self-awareness and spiritual growth. It may also stimulate intuition and psychic abilities. Well, my dears, you get 2 cards of intuition coming up within your reading as I pull these. And I pulled these before I looked up Rhodochrosite. I pulled up all these cards before I looked up the stone. Chakra alignment associated with the heart and solar plexus, helping to balance love and personal power. This is so perfect for you. So perfect. Enhanced meditation, spiritual connection, meditation experiences, bringing clarity and inner calm. You get the quiet, and you get prayerfully. I feel really strongly, Libra, like this is a time in which you are going to be, communication also. Thought to support open and honest communication, making it easier to express feelings and thoughts. There you go. Speaking the truth in order to be able to really experience yourself authentically and let other people experience you authentically. You know, the ironic thing is, so very often when we are just trying to please somebody else, what we do is, I use the smoke screen analogy, but now what I'm hearing is muddy the waters. We muddy the waters when everybody is trying to please the other person. The truth of what people are feeling gets muddied. And so when that happens, one person responds to what they think the other person is stating, but very often the other person is stating what they think the other person wants. And so nobody's really being genuine about it. And this is just absolutely lethal to genuine communication and intimate relationships. And it's scary. My goodness, it's really scary sometimes, to be honest, when you think that it's going to upset somebody. And, you know, in some relationships it will, because that's the nature of the person. But sometimes they will be able to overcome that, settle down, come back to it. It's not about not upsetting each other. It's about learning to be able to be honest in as kind a way as you can, and allow that. Think of it like this. Every time you make a statement, it's putting out an energy. Now, this is what they're telling me now, okay? Every time you make a statement, you're putting out an energy into the atmosphere, and specifically into the aura and the energetic presence of the person you're speaking to. When that energy is not coming from a heartfelt truth, the energy itself is kind of staticky. It's not clear. And that person is going to either pick up the fact that it's not clear. It's going to be perceived either as a lie or as a secret, as something hidden. Or they're not going to pick that up, but they're going to respond to it in kind. And they're either going to respond to it from a truthful place in themselves, but they'll be responding to something that isn't really a truthful expression from you. So now they're going to be responding to something that's already not in alignment with you. So if they go along with that, it's just enhancing the misalignment. Or because they're not clear in what they want now, they start expressing something in a staticky way. Now the whole thing becomes this ball of energy. Well, this energy that you're putting out and that somebody is responding to, that's what builds the unity in your relationship. That's what builds the foundation for trust, for confidence, from a psychological perspective. From a psychological perspective, when you know somebody is speaking the truth, when you are able to be honest and listen honestly back, and then deal with whatever the discrepancy is between your truth and theirs, that's where you really get to build a relationship, and that's where you get to really know yourself and the other person. So it's actually a beautiful, beautiful process of spiritual growth, because it's really only by understanding yourself that you do grow spiritually. So think of it like that. When you speak your truth, what you're actually doing is you're giving your relationship the best opportunity to exist within the high frequency, aligned with your heart, which is your truth, and therefore now allowing whoever else is in your orbit that you're speaking this truth to either choose to align with you or not. They can move themselves out of your orbit if they don't belong there. And if they don't belong there, having them there isn't good for you. So, or them. So trying to manage a situation by only telling half of the truth of what you're feeling, then that's where the underlying insecurity in a relationship starts going wobbly, right? Now, the thing is, I talk about truth. Yeah, maybe you don't want to tell your partner in an unkind way that your high school romantic partner was a better kisser than they are. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe, you know, that might be something that if they ask, you answer in an indirect way that is not a lie. And, you know, sometimes the lying by omission thing, well, that's another tricky one, because lying by omission, if it's hiding a secret, secrets are really hard energetically on a person. And they can be very, very hard on a relationship because usually somebody knows something's off anyway, right? So again, this is not about putting yourself in any kind of physical danger with someone. This is not about saying a truth that you know is going to cause somebody who's volatile to do something not good. But it really is something that from an emotionally mature point of view, it really, really behooves you to look at that in terms of where has this existed in your life as an imbalance? Where have you not had the confidence to be able to really honor your feelings and allow yourself to really get to what the truth of your feelings are, and have the courage to admit those feelings when they come up, when they're there? This is kind of a turning point for you, Libra, because you've done a lot of work to get to the point where you have started to understand how you've tried to pacify people in order to fit into their life or in order to have them stay in your life. And in the process of that, what you've also got to see is where you've said and done things that are not in misalignment, because now you feel that. This is great. This shows great growth. Now, excuse me, the next step is to really open the heart. And that's why I say the rhodochrosite it was absolutely essential that I found this stone today, that I looked it up. In essence, rhodochrosite is a powerful stone for emotional healing, self-discovery, and spiritual growth, encouraging love, compassion, and a deeper connection with oneself and the world around. You want to be in connection with yourself first. When you can be in connection with yourself first, you get a feeling of what's right, what's true, what's appropriate, what the boundaries are. And this is something, Libra, that you've sometimes struggled with because you tend to be in your head a lot. And that is something that really doesn't allow for you to get in touch with your feelings a lot of the time. You've made real progress with that. So this is the next step. And why is Spirit offering you a stone? Spirit's offering you a stone because Spirit understands that energetically the power of stones can override a lot of what the mental confusion is. It can provide enough energy from the heart by opening at the heart chakra in this particular case, the heart and the power chakra. You get to understand and feel the power you have in truth, in honesty. You get to understand and develop the confidence that you have in your ability because you're now in touch with a deeper part of yourself. And the stone itself, because it is something external to you, but really touches something internally and energetically, it can really support you in moving beyond a lot of the rabbit hole thinking, a lot of the overanalysis. It really literally is like boosting your battery with the right kind of energy to help align you with those qualities that you're already developing and that more of will really truly be in your self-interest. So I consider this very much a gift from Spirit for you, is the Rhodochrosite stone. And if you can get your hands on one easily, I really encourage you to wear it, and to wear it around your heart, if not in a necklace tucked into an undershirt or an undergarment of some kind. It would be really great to really experiment with that. And if you can't wear it, then even meditating with it. And meditating for you might be just sitting and holding it and breathing for a few minutes a day. But have it in your proximity if you can. Have it in your auric field. If you can have it against your skin, wonderful. If not, like I said, tuck it into an undergarment, tuck it into a pocket. Carry it with you in your auric field and really be aware as you're doing that what the stone is about. Because it's really all for you, moving you forward along the lines you're already developing. Okay? That is it for you, my lovely Libras. Take care, have fun, and there you go. Take care.